All right, let's talk about unlocking a skill that honestly is fundamental to just about everything we do reading. But we're not just going to talk about reading words on a page, we're talking about transforming it, making it faster, smarter, and way more effective. Let's dive in.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Your eyes have scanned every single word, top to bottom. You get to the end of the page, and poof, it's completely blank. You have no idea what you just read. It's gotta be one of the most frustrating things ever. But the good news? It's totally fixable.
So here's the game plan. First, we'll get into why silent reading is such a big deal. Then, we're going to pinpoint the sneaky habits that are holding you back. After that, we'll get into real strategies and techniques to crank up your speed. And finally, we'll talk about how to track your progress so you actually stick with it.
First things first, let's talk about the engine of all efficient learning silent reading. And this is more than just keeping your mouth shut. It's a whole different way your brain works, and it is absolutely key to succeeding, well, just about anywhere. See, when we read out loud, our brain is juggling a ton of things pronunciation, how we sound, the rhythm. But when you read silently, all of that mental energy gets to focus on just one thing. What do these words actually mean? That shift from performing the words to just processing ideas is what lets you read so much faster and understand things on a much deeper level. And focusing on meaning like that, it has this massive ripple effect. When you read more efficiently, you just naturally see more words, which builds your vocabulary without you even trying. You get better at following complicated ideas, which boosts your comprehension. And because you're not busy speaking, you have the headspace to actually think, to analyze, and to question what you're reading. It's what turns you into a truly independent learner.
Okay, so if silent reading is all that, what's stopping us? Let's take a look at the usual suspects, the common villains of reading that are slowing us all down. And these are habits that most of us don't even know we have. So meet roadblock number one, and it's a big one, sub-vocalization. This is that little voice inside your head that says every single word as your eyes scan it. Now, it's helpful when you're first learning to read, but as an adult, it puts a hard cap on your speed. You can basically only read as fast as you can talk. And here's the thing you have to get. Your brain is like a supercomputer. It can process visual info like words at lightning speed. Your mouth, not so much. So when you listen to that little voice in your head, you're forcing your supercomputer to run at the speed of a dial-up modem. The goal here is to switch from hearing the words to just seeing them.
And then there's our second villain, regression. This is that little, almost unconscious flicker of your eyes when they jump back to reread something just to make sure. It's a habit that usually comes from a lack of confidence. But every single time your eyes jump back, you shatter your focus, you break the flow of the idea, and you absolutely kill your momentum.
Now that we know the bad guys, let's talk about how to beat them. We're going to start with the basics, the foundational habits. Think of this as pouring the concrete for a launch pad, so your reading speed can really take off. These might look a little simple, but don't underestimate them. Consistency is everything. Just 15 or 20 minutes every day is way more powerful than cramming for 2 hours once a week. And read everything, articles, fiction, nonfiction. It's like cross-training for your brain. Setting little goals keeps you going, and quickly skimming the headings before you start, that gives your brain a mental map so it knows where the information is supposed to go. Okay, the foundation is solid. Now it's time for the active workouts. These are actual drills you can do to consciously train your brain and your eyes to break through those old speed limits. So to stop that eye-jumping habit, you need a pacer. Seriously, just use your finger, a pen, or even the cursor on your screen. The simple act of following something forces your eyes to move smoothly and consistently forward. You have to learn to trust that your brain got it the first time. The only time you should go back is if you are totally, completely lost. This is where we really level up. Instead of just reading one word at a time, we want to start seeing words in chunks. But how do you actually do that? How do you train your eyes to physically take in more information with every glance? The secret is your peripheral vision. Instead of locking your eyes onto a single word, try to focus on the white space between the words. Let your peripheral vision pick up the words to the left and right. This trains you to start seeing groups of 3 or 4 words as a single thought. And what's the result? Your eyes make way fewer stops on each line, which directly translates to a massive jump in your reading speed. So we've covered the why and the how. But listen, to make any new habit stick, you need to actually see that it's working. And that's where tracking your progress comes in. It's pure motivation fuel. The gold standard for this is WPM, or words per minute, and it cannot be easier to figure out. You just set a timer for 1 minute, read like you normally would, and when the timer goes off, count how many words you read. That number, that's your starting line.
And here's a super simple way to track it, a basic reading log. Jot down your WPM, but, and this part is critical, add a quick note about how well you actually understood it. Because let's be real, speed means nothing if you don't get what you're reading. Seeing that WPM number climb up while your comprehension stays solid, that's an amazing feeling. It's what keeps you going. In the end, it all boils down to this one powerful idea. The whole point of these techniques is to stop your brain from doing the slow, boring work of decoding single words so it can do what it does best, understand big ideas, follow arguments, and find the real meaning. So my question to you is this: which of these roadblocks do you think is holding you back the most? And what's the first step you're going to take to blow right past it?